welcome back. It's time for a tag video. This is called the Breaking the Spines tag, and it was created by Jack over at Reading with Jack, and I'll put a link to his video down below. I was tagged by Crystal Vanilla Heart 62, and I also put a link to her channel down below as well. This tag consists of just 7 questions, all dealing with the spines of books and how you treat them. The first question is, do you break the spines or prefer to keep your books looking like new? I definitely prefer not to break the spines. I'm usually very careful with them. In fact, I was looking through the books I have on my shelves, and believe it or not, I couldn't find a single spine that had a crack in it. I just do my best to try and not, flatten them out or lay them opened up face down on a table and everything like that. I just kind of like them they look nicer on the shelves and everything. 2, for those who don't like broken spines, have you ever accidentally broken one? Yeah, I have. This was a mass market book that I had bought for school that I had to read. It was actually To Kill a Mockingbird, and it was already, I think, somewhat old and worn, and being something that I had to read for school anyway at the time, and not realizing how much I was going to like this book, I didn't really worry about it too much. So I did kind of flatten it down and things like that. But that was when I was much younger. Number 3, if you're buying a used book and the spine is broken, how do you feel about it? It's hard to say. It depends on if it's something I was just kind of curious about reading, not something I wanted to necessarily own a really pristine copy, and it's a used book and I got a really great deal on it, I wouldn't worry so much about a cracked spine. Luckily, so far, I've been at library sales and used book sales and half-price books, and the books that I have bought and saved a lot of money on actually haven't had cracked spines. So, like I said, I've been lucky there. But if it's something that's fairly cheap and it's just something I'm curious I want to read anyway, I'm not going to worry too much if there's a crack in the spine. Number 4, do you agree or disagree with the opinion some people have on broken spines means that a book is well loved? Well, I love all my books, and I have not broken the spines, but there was that one instance with that one school book, like I said, that mass market of To Kill a Mockingbird. It did have a little bit of crack in it, and it got progressively worse because I fell in love with that book so much that I read it so much. Literally, by the time I had to, throw it away because pages were falling out of it. I had them rubber banded in. That was probably the most beat up book I had ever owned in my life. So did I love it? Yes, it was a very well loved book, but that doesn't mean necessarily that all the books are going to look like that just because they're well loved. I will try to keep them as neat and in original condition as possible. Number 5, because the spines on hardback books cannot visibly break, do you prefer buying hardback books over paperback books? The hardcovers do look a lot nicer on the shelves. A lot of these here are hardcover and everything, but I wouldn't say I necessarily have a preference. If the paperback's out and when I first become aware of a book or something and it intrigues me enough, I'm not going to then go purposely search out a hardcover or order a hardcover. Instead, I'll probably just buy the paperback in front of me. So it doesn't really affect it one way or another. Number 6, aside from breaking spines, do you ever bend the corner of a page if you do not have a bookmark nearby? Oh God, no. No. I can't stand that. I will just grab a piece of paper or anything, but the receipt I got for buying the book, I'm now building up a little bit of a supply of bookmarks. Got my handy dandy bookworm. But yeah, no, I never bend the corners of pages. I really can't stand that. And number 7, anything else you have to say about your spined obsessions, and who are you going to tag? The only thing I have to say, and it's basically because I've seen some of my fellow booktubers over in the UK, I do own a couple of the British UK paperbacks, and this is a particular one, James Herbert's The Secret of Crickley Hall. It's a massive book, and you can see how stiff that is. This is probably going to be one I'm going to end up cracking. I think it's inevitable. I wish publishers, I'm sure they all wish publishers would start using whatever format we do. I don't know what we do, but the ability to open up and see the inside of your book and read it without knowing that you're going to end up damaging the spine of it. I mean, they are unbelievably stiff. And I was looking at this, and it's gonna be tough if this one gets through unscathed. But that's about all I have to say with that. I'm not going to tag anybody. I've seen a lot of people already have started doing this tag. If you're watching this and you want to do it, give it a try. I will put the questions down below, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Jack, for creating this tag, and thanks, Crystal, for tagging me. Bye-bye.